tonight they interview Ray Rice. We have a clip of it. Let's roll that.
Many think you still should be playing right now. What team would you fit in with right now?
I'll be honest, I don't have a really choice on where to go, but you know what? I'll just be great. I'll be very grateful for a second chance.
So that in its entirety will run tonight. Harvey Levin, I first watched Harvey on KCBS in Los Angeles, and now he has built this company, which is profound. I've been saying this for years, folks. You better watch it and you better listen, because they're breaking more news now than anybody, including the New York Times, and Harvey Levin joins us. Harvey, how big is your staff? It has to be fairly profound to break the stories you break.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have a couple hundred people now, but we're doing, we're doing 4 websites, we're doing 3 television shows, and I got to tell you, Colin, we are so excited to be on Fox Sports 1. This just feels like such a great home for us. And yeah, this Ray Rice thing is a good way of starting, because it is interesting.
You had TMZ, and then you decided to create TMZ Sports. Were you a sports fan, or did it just make so much sense because celebrities are so popular and sports guys in this country have become our royal families?
Yeah, look, when we started TMZ, we always felt that the distinction between athletes and actors was very artificial. It's funny, there's a book that I just love. I think it's called America 1927, and they chronicle everything that happened in 27, including Babe Ruth's rise during that year. And in the book, they talk about the Chicago Tribune devoted a column every week just to Babe Ruth's bunions, his bunions. and it's true. He was such a phenomenal celebrity. And the reality is that a lot of sports stars are bigger celebrities than a lot of actors right now. And everybody here at TMZ, we just never really saw that distinction, and it just kind of evolved.
When it first comes out, anybody that does anything different, there's not a lot of courage in the media. There's a lot of followers. And when you first came out, was there pushback because you did it business a little differently than other people?
Yeah, look, there was pushback, there's, curiosity, but, it always kind of felt to me like, look, celebrity news was always kind of a big thing, but it was always kind of, agenda reporting, red carpet, and there just seemed like there was so much more than that. It just felt like kind of a wide open field.
Through the years, Harvey, I have had coaches and executives and fired executives have become good sources. Not to divulge your sources, but when I come off airplanes, restaurants, you know the city. Through the years, have you been surprised by the people willing to give up pictures and photos and law enforcement stories? Are you continued to be surprised by your carpeting of the city and the people willing to talk?
No, because, look, before I did this, I was a newsman in L.A. for many, many years. You had mentioned KCBS. I had been KNBC before that. And, the fact is that every reporter, the job is you develop sources. And, when you become older than dirt, you amass sources, and that's what the whole business is. And what happened was, I came in with my sources, developed some, and then everybody on the staff developed theirs. And over time, it's no different than any other reporter in any other field, whether it's politics, entertainment, science, whatever it is. It's all about, you develop sources and you chase the news.
I thought you had a great answer. I think I had you on, Harvey, maybe it was months ago, and I may have been at my former employer. I think I was, and I said, Harvey, some people say, oh, TMZ pays for this and that, and you had a good response. Do you remember what that was? You said something about everybody pays for stuff, and everybody is...
Yeah. Look, that's been the case for decades now, that people pay for videos and they pay for photos. And, look, you can say whatever you want to say, and at this point, whatever. But, yeah, we will absolutely buy video. Everybody else does, too. At the same time, we have our own guys. In fact, the Ray Rice interview that we shot with our guy, whose name is also Colin. Mm-hmm. And we got Ray and Janae, his wife, outside of a gym in Connecticut. And, we got him there, and he talked to us very freely about why he thinks he deserves a second chance.
Deadspin.com had the Greg Hardy victim pictures. Did you guys aggressively pursue those? Did you get close?
Everybody's in that game. Good for Deadspin that they got it.
Okay. Reggie Bush looking for big money against the city of St. Louis. Do you think, and he's a Southern California kid, do you think he has a good shot after tearing up his knee on that ridiculous stadium concrete?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you've got athletes wearing cleats and they get moist, and then all of a sudden they come in contact with concrete. And it's like, why was that concrete there? To me, one of the strongest things Reggie has going for him is that the concrete caused an accident just a week before where another player fell, hurt his hand. So, it's not like the city wasn't on notice. The city owns that stadium. What we're told is that Reggie and his legal team will file a claim this week with the city, which you have to do before you file a lawsuit. But it could be career-ending for Reggie. And if it is, the city could be on the hook for a lot of money.
We talked about this earlier, is how is seeing the Ray Rice video and the Greg Hardy victim pictures, it tends to change the narrative with these stories. How can you explain that it takes sometimes pictures and film and video to viscerally amp up a story?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's happened for forever. I mean, that when you visually see, it's just like what's going on right now with the police that have, crossed the line, that when you actually see the video of this, it's a very compelling story. So it's not so much, indigenous to sports. It is the case with everything where the story itself comes to life by the images that you're watching.
Anybody in a business seeking information with sometimes celebrities has dealt with the Kardashians, like Khloe now, James Harden, Lamar. How do the Kardashians, I see them on the cover of magazines, and I think what they're doing behind the scenes is they love it, but they pretend like they're outraged by it. What is your relationship? Because they've got some sports connections with James Harden and Lamar Odom. How are the Kardashians to deal with in your world?
They're fine. I mean, they're absolutely fine. They have mastered the game. There's nobody better at it than them, and they know how to do it, and they do it, and they do it really well. Now that you mentioned it, Colin, let me tell you what we got last night, and you'll see this on the sports show tonight, too. Guess who Khloe was out with last night? Very publicly.
James Harden.
James Harden.
Yes. James Harden. They went to a club together. They were there for a couple of hours. And, this is after she dropped the divorce with Lamar Odom. And, everything that we're hearing is that, once Lamar was able to speak and once Khloe kind of realized that maybe all hasn't changed as much as she thought it changed, she went back to James, and for whatever happened. But she was in Houston for a game last week, and last night they were out partying. So it looks like in some form they are back together.